Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys my rear tire carrier for my Toyota 4Runner. So most of you guys probably already know from my other video where I talk about having bigger tires means having more problems. Well, one of those problems is carrying a spare tire on your Toyota 4Runner. Now, I've been looking around out there and a lot of tire carriers are in the $700 range or even higher than that. I didn't want to spend that much money for something that I didn't want permanently on my vehicle because most tire carriers actually get in the way from daily use, and I didn't want that to happen with my Toyota 4Runner. So I got this idea from the 3rd Gen 4Runner Mafia group. A lot of guys have been building their own tire carriers and making them fold down and actually mounting it to their 2-inch hitch receiver. I'll post some photos of some of their designs so you guys can see where I got my inspiration from. All right, let's go ahead and get the tire carrier installed on my Toyota 4Runner and take a look at it closer. Alright guys, this here is my rear tire carrier assembly here. As you saw, it was really easy to put together, and when I don't need it, I just remove it and take it out. But you can see here it's quite sturdy. It doesn't really move that much. It moves a little bit, but nothing to be concerned about, hopefully. So the way it works is there's a cam back here that holds the tire steady in place. Without this, it would actually wobble a little bit, as you can see here. But once it's open, then you can take out the pin here, this red pin that you see down here. So let me get to the other side here, take that pin off. It's just a regular cutter pin. And then I can take out this pin right here. That's what actually holds it up. And without that pin, it will actually pivot down now and actually rest on the ball. So you gotta be a little bit careful because the tire is really heavy, but that's how you can get access to your hatch. So there you go. This is how you access your hatch when this tire carrier is on. All right, you guys, now that the tire is down, I can show you guys the pivoting mechanism. So you can see here down below, there's a big bolt that goes through the actual tire carrier itself here. It's just one large bolt that goes all the way through the bottom. You can see the bottom is kind of sticking out right here. And then up top here, you can see there's another hole. This is the actual hole that this pin goes through. And this hole down here lines up with the hole up here. So when it goes in, this is what secures it in place. This piece here, I actually bought it Harbor Freight as well. This here is another 2-inch receiver. I believe it's an extension or something. I'll put a link or a picture on the screen for you guys so you guys know what I'm talking about. So prior it was a full square here. I just cut this front piece out. That way this thing can actually pivot. And also in the back, I had to cut a little bit out. As you can see here, this thing sticks out a little bit. So I had to cut this out as well so that way it wouldn't hit the metal here. And then after that, I just welded this whole tube here to this 2-inch ball tube. And then that's what gave me my 90 degrees here. And then right here, you can see this is the cam mechanism. This is actually just more to prevent it from rattling a lot and moving. As you guys know, a lot of these hitch receivers, they have a lot of play in them. And I didn't want to have to do another hitch tightener up here. And you probably can't see it down here, but there actually is a hitch tightener right here to prevent it from moving down here on the hitch receiver. But up here, I could actually put another one right here on this side. But I wanted to have something that was easy and quick to release to get into the hatch easier. So I use one of these cam locking mechanism things. It seems a little bit small for this application, but you can see all I did was I just welded the plate straight to the tire carrier here. And then I also welded the catch on this side to the back side of this plate as well. All right, one thing to notice here is you gotta make sure that this is not tall enough where it actually hits the hatch. You can see here I've got about a finger's worth of space here. So make sure this is not too tall. All right, let's get it back up and I can show you guys how the locking mechanism works. So you want to put your pin in first, and then you can lock this into place now. We'll put this pin in just in case. And that's it. All right, back up top here, I wanted to talk more about how this tire is actually mounted. So back here, you'll see there's actually a tire carrier that's made by Kurt. This actually used to be an L shape that normally goes on the front of RVs or the front of trucks to mount spare tires. And what I did was I cut the L off, and then I cut that piece off that was welded, and then I just bolted the two together and made sure that I got the height that I wanted. And the reason why I did that was because that L piece actually had holes already pre-drilled for a 2-inch hitch receiver. So I ended up using those holes to line up with that back hitch extender that you saw. All right, I want to talk about my license plate here because this one actually took a little bit of time to figure out. So what I did was just welded 2 nuts to this piece here that actually pivots. And then I put 2 bolts on here to hold it into place. And then this piece of flat bar here, I just found actually from my garage door opener. It was extra that I had laying around for some reason, but you can probably just buy any piece of steel and just run it across and drill 2 holes for the holes here. So this makes it so that I can remove this if I need to. If I'm on the trail, probably don't need a license plate. And I wanted it as high as possible so that way it doesn't get caught on the bottom here. And then for the wiring for the license plate, I just wired it straight to the hitch trailer wiring here. This wiring only comes on when the headlights are on, which is when you want this license plate to light up anyways. So it works out really nicely. And I also know that this ball actually sticks out a little bit, like sticks out a pretty good amount. And I could chop it all off because it's actually not necessary, but I wanted to include it just in case I needed to tow something or if I needed a recovery point. Because right now I don't have a hitch receiver for my hitch shackle, so I need something to pull myself out from the back in case I get stuck. I also put this little pad here. This is just some furniture pad. Hopefully it'll last. But I didn't want metal to metal contact here when this was resting on it. So I just put some cheap pad that I found so that way it has a nice soft cushion to go on when the tire is down. Well guys, that pretty much is the entire tire carrier. I just wanted to give you guys a quick walkthrough on how everything worked and how everything looks. So if you guys are interested in building something like this, I'm gonna leave all the parts I use down in the video description below. They should be easy to find at either Amazon or Harbor Freight. You will need a little bit of tools and some cutting wheels and maybe a plasma cutter if you want to make things simpler for yourself, and then a welder. And also maybe some drill bits to drill some new holes. Well guys, if you guys like this video, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It really helps my channel out a lot. If you guys like content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys have any questions about anything, let me know down in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys as soon as possible. As always guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.